The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 6. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah Hakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akims that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video be edifying first and foremost to the whole elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And I'm going to get in a lesson today about facing loaded questions, gaslighting, and double standards, man. Right? Saying at the time that we in, okay, the upright versus the wicked. You know, a lot of times we're faced with the challenges of people trying to understand, all right, with their own perspectives. You see? A lot of times when you're explaining the Bible to people, or if people not coming in a spirit of sincerity, all right, they'll tend to lean towards loaded questions, all right, double standards, to basically get you to kind of get out of your body, all right, or more or less you get upset with yourself, or right, to the thing that you say cause yourself to question yourself. All right, now we understand. We get a couple of these things that I said, double standards, amongst other things. All right, I deal with gaslighting first. Well, you know what? Let me get a loaded question. A loaded question, when you look it up, is a trick question that contains an unproven assumption, putting the person answering it in a difficult position. Now, remember that the scripture says in Sirach 3:24 that opinion is vain. All right, so regardless if these people got an opinion, all right, people opinion nowadays are the facts in their mind, right? They believe these things to be right things, so out of their lips, all right, they'll believe their opinion to be a right thing. And that's why I started off with the righteous. It says, for here I will speak of excellent things, right? And the opening of my lips shall be right things. You see? So the fools, or those who's lacking knowledge or destitute of wisdom, they don't care if they're saying anything right. Long as their emotions are intact with what they're saying, or long as you're not attacking their emotions, all right, they'll believe what they say is true. Through an emotional roller coaster. All right, let me get this. Let me see what this says. All right, Proverbs. I'll come right back to that. See, wisdom is crying out. All right. Proverbs 8:7. I start at 5. That's what I should have called Proverbs 8:5. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. And you know, knowledge is easy to him that understand, but those that misunderstand, right? They have believed, they have been in this delusion, all right, or lied to within themselves that they can have a free understanding. Our understanding is actually grounded. We don't have a free understanding. Our understanding go back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, we can't grasp anything. So what we regurgitate and what we eat and feed ourselves with is what we regurgitate. All right, that's part of our understanding. That's why it's important. That's why it says the principal thing of wisdom is to get understanding. All right, it says, be ye of an understanding heart, an understanding spirit. In this world, because we live in a fallen world, understanding is turned upside down. It says, for here I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. So the men that the Lord have called, and the voice that they put forth in the earth, that they cry out, all right, is of right things. It says, for my mouth will speak truth. See? And wickedness is an abomination to my lips. So it's a perverse thing, right? If you're speaking a word of you're speaking of the Bible, and you speaking a perverse thing. See, says, all the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. See? It says, they are plain to him that understand that, and right to them that find knowledge. right? Now, first of all, you got to be a seeker of truth, all right? And in that truth, it got to be sincerity. That's why when certain questions are getting asked, brothers know if they loaded questions or not. Now, mind you, we know how to observe the time we are amongst the indiscreet. We understand when people first coming out of the world, they can be sincere, all right? They show their sincerity by their insincerity, all right? Or unsincerity. But they show their sincerity by what they don't know, by asking loaded questions, different things of that nature. Because when we do answer them according to the scriptures, guess what it do? It can change their heart, all right? Because you coming from the world with a perverse heart. That's first and foremost, right? You don't have because you don't have understanding in your breast. So you'll ask something out of sincerity, but it's gonna be to your logic, because you're gonna ask what you've been taught, or you was led to believe been true. All right. So most of the time when we're encountering people or dealing with our family members and different people, all right, with this truth, there's a struggle, all right, of okay, who's right, who's wrong, because that's what the world have taught. Well, I got an opinion, so I could be right or I could be wrong. See, which is hella crazy. For the most part, many people have their vain opinion have overthrown their judgment. You see, it's they made things suspicious for the conversation. The conversation start getting suspicious, and that's what make people. Let me finish this out. That's what make people go into this mode, but putting a person who's answering in a difficult, a loaded question is a trick question that contains an unproven assumption, putting a person answering in a difficult position, which that's why it says that, the righteous man studieth the answer. It says by forcing the respondent to either accept the assumption or deny it, the question can make them look bad or lead them into a trap. See, a lot of these people, when they're asking questions, is traps. You got to be able to discern things, all right? A lot of scoffers and different people, all right? They're not coming in the right spirit, And then you got the sincere that come ask sincere questions, and we answer them accordingly. And we answer the fools accordingly, too. It says a classic example is, have you stopped beating your wife? Because both a yes and a no answer imply that the person has beaten their wife in the past, you see? But that comes with once we do answer it according to the scriptures, well, a man could do what he wants with his possession. All right. Then he'll say, well, you go to jail for that. All right. So it's like a back and forth. And I got something, only a gaslighting phrases versus respectable phrases. All right. So you got a gaslighting as a verb, meaning to deliberately make a person believe they are insane. You see? Make them think they're insane of what they believe, they beliefs or whatever it is. So the world job is to, pretty much get us off kilter, what, make us question the things that we believe when they themselves don't have no foundational belief, man. All right, because they belief goes back to the world, which the world is all over the place. All right. Our truth and our wisdom is reserved in heaven. Our conversation is in heaven. All right. So let's look at this gaslighting phrases versus respectable phrasing. Gaslighting dismisses emotions. You're overreacting. Respectful acknowledges feelings. I can see this as upsetting you, right? And the more you put hot coals on people's head, the more they come inflamed. All right. It says gaslighting denies reality. That never happened. Respectful. Invite perspective. I remember it differently. Can we talk? Right? People don't want to talk. They don't associate themselves. That's why we say the hell with these people, man. These people don't want to get right. They want to hear smooth things. And out our lips don't come smooth things, man. All right? Gaslighting labels you paranoid. You're just being paranoid. Validates concern. What's making you feel uneasy? See? Gaslighting invalidates perception. You're imagining things. which we have facts. Respectful stays open. I didn't notice that, but I want to understand. Gaslighting, criticizing sensitivity. You too sensitive, right? Yeah, that's too sensitive, man. People, you got to protect people's emotions. That's why y'all don't have a lot of people joining y'all congregation, because blessed is he who's not offended in Yahweh Shai, meaning what? His word. Yahweh Shai is the word. So if people don't want to accept this word or come under the yoke of it, then, hey, cursed be him, because they are cursed from hearing the word. All right? So that's a cursing to them. Respectful, number 5, shows empathy. Can you tell me what bothered you? Gaslighting, attack sanity. You crazy. See? Respectful, offer support. I'm listening even if I don't understand yet. Gaslighting, blames. You always twist things. Respectful, clarifies. Let's slow down and get on the same page. Gaslight, minimize. No one else has a problem. Personalize. How is this affecting you? All right? So, again, the right answer, excellent things have we been taught in truth, man. And the right answer, a soft answer turn away wrath, man. A lot of time we offer Jake soft answers. Jake kind of get out the way a little bit, man. That's why you gotta be able to observe when you in a way of fools, man. All right, this is Proverbs. And that's all our people got, family members, and people. A lot of times, like you said, usually either gonna be feast or famine, or it's gonna be either they're righteous or they're unrighteous. And you gonna have some crazy questions. We facing a slew of crazy questions, man. Whether it be on a block, loved ones, friends, random people, whatever it is, man. All right, the spirit is trying you. Proverbs 29:9. If a wise man contended with a foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. You see? So whether you come in a fool, whether you answer him, no matter how right the question is, the answer is, all right, he just will not accept it. Just find a way to get around the shit, man. And that's a lot of times where we don't want to deal with these people. Well, y'all got to talk to everybody. Well, no, the hell we don't. See? Proverbs 10:32 tell you the lips of the righteous know what is acceptable. Know that which came out of our mouths was right before the Lord, man. All right? Boy, is it Jeremiah or Isaiah that say that, man? I think it's Jeremiah 17. Let me see. Bear with me. Yeah. Jeremiah 17:16. As for me, I have not hastened from being a pastor to follow thee, neither have I desired the wool for thee, thou knowest. That which came out of my lips was right before me. See? Because it was embedded or led by the Rakakwadash, man. They got loaded questions and they got leaded questions. Questions that's led, you see? See? You see that? Proverbs 23:16. Yea, my reign shall rejoice when thy lips speak right things. So we about speaking the right thing, regardless if these people coming in a off wicked vibration, man. This is just a lesson, just a forewarning of what we dealing with, man. Especially your loved ones. See? Everybody won't be enjoyed to him to the lips. Proverbs 24:26. Every man shall kiss his lips that give a right answer. Yeah, if it's near to coming to. See, an honest answer is like a kiss on the lips, man. All right, meaning what? They'll a person will embrace it All right, and they'll be enjoined to it. They'll understand it, and they'll what? They'll start begin to correct themselves. All right, concerning what you're saying of the Bible. All right, it's just that simple. You see, we get this one and get out of here. This is Sirach 32. All right, one long is just a quick admonishment of how to deal, man. All right. Sirach 37, my bad. It's just what we dealing with, right? 37 says the indiscreet shit. This unreason. It's 27, my bad. In 11, it says the discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom. So as long as we discourse in our decorum, all right, is of the holy scriptures, all right, because that's what we speaking of. We're not speaking of ourselves, all right. It says, but a fool changes as the moon, so they're gonna keep changing the subject, they don't even get an understanding of their first question. They just come with a question, they hit another question. They got compound questions, all right. And that's what the world do. It teach you to keep asking questions, all right, for you to seem right, all right. So as the moon changes, then the moon make a lot of changes and phases, all right. So is a fool. See, the discourse of a godly man is always the same. It's always with the wisdom. It says, if thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time. So when you going back and forth, and that's why we sealing our lips up, man. The Lord making our tongue to cleave to the roof of our mouth, because we're constantly among the indiscreet. You have more not sincere people than people that are sincere. Way more. 2/3 more. All right? And, it says, but be continually among men of understanding, who we can discourse and talk with. And that's why the men of the Lord can really talk to the brothers, because at this point, hey, who else can, we really discuss earth, spiritual matters and the things of the earth with. All right. People have put their emotions to the side, okay, and have understood that our conversation is in the heaven, all right, and it's not of this world. That's why Yahweh shall say, ye are from above, beneath, and I am from above. All right. So that's the meat of the matter of this lesson. So I don't want to write this out. It was edifying. Till next time, I see Shalom.